we are with Natalie Ferjulian Forsythe, and she is the owner of Ferjulian Farm.
Well, my parents are the owners of Ferjulian's farm. I'm fourth generation.
Fourth generation, okay. And we're in Hudson. So tell us about the farm.
1941, my great-grandfather, he owned a grocery store in Cambridge, and he would take drives out to the country on Sundays, and he saw this white house on the top of a hill, and it was kind of a defunct apple orchard at that time, and so it took him quite some time to save to buy it. He was in his late 40s when he bought the farm. Mm-hmm. He moved here with his family, but he continued to own the grocery store in the city. And he really didn't do any farming in his lifetime. It was my grandfather that started to sort of revive the apple orchard with my grandmother. And, you know, they built this farm stand here that's still standing. It's 40 feet by 40 feet. And the business has sort of progressed as each generation has come along and been interested in a little bit of a different flavor of farming. My dad's really passionate about growing greenhouse flowers as well as every fruit and vegetable that we can possibly grow. And then when I came along, I was interested in the cut flower side of things. So we started the cutting garden that's behind us in 2018 or 19, and tulip picking as well in the springtime.
Wow, excellent. So you have apples.
We have apples.
And you have peaches.
We have peaches. One of the things about my dad is that he is so passionate about growing top quality, whatever it is, flowers, fruits, or vegetables. And if there's something that's not really top notch, we get rid of it and we try something else.
Okay. So there's a lot of pumpkins. You don't grow all of these, do you?
So we grow all of the pumpkins that are up on the hill behind us, all of these carving pumpkins, and some of the decorative, but not all of the decorative.
Okay. What else for vegetables?
Oh boy, so for vegetables, let's see.
That's a long list, isn't it?
So we have radishes, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower. Just started picking kohlrabi for the first time today. Sweet potatoes, red potatoes. Did I say broccoli? Peppers, green peppers, red peppers, jalapeno peppers, other types of spicy peppers. We grow a ton of our own basil, red basil, traditional basil, parsley, kale, Swiss chard, tomatoes, all different types of tomatoes. So maybe 4 types of heirloom tomatoes, your traditional sandwich tomato, about 6 different types of cherry tomatoes, pickling cucumbers, regular cucumbers, really the whole gamut of it. As much as we can grow, we really grow it, except for strawberries, because they're extremely labor intensive when we're doing greenhouse work. So we don't grow our own strawberries, but we do get them from a neighbor farmer during strawberry season.
Okay, and you have several kinds of squash as well.
Yes, are we talking about fall squash? Oh yes, lots of different types of sort of the fall squashes. And then for your traditional summer squash, we have summer zucchini, Mediterranean, yellow zucchini, all of those as well.
I didn't even know all of those existed.
Yeah, when our employees come and we're doing the training, they kind of look at us like we've never seen this stuff before. So there's a little bit of an education component there too, but we really love it. We love having a well-rounded, colorful display for customers to not only eat from, because not everybody's going to eat everything, but it's just fun to come and look around as well.
Yeah. So tell us about the flowers then. How many acres of flowers do you have? How many different kinds?
Of cut flowers?
Well, the flowers that you grow.
Okay.
Which is the same thing, I guess, right?
So we have greenhouses up above, which I'll show you.
Okay.
So we have about 2 acres of greenhouse space. So our year starts in January when we warm up the greenhouses and we start planting. Okay. And so we're growing in the greenhouses from January through when we open our farm store around April 20th. And then our greenhouse opens and it's all hands on deck with selling your bedding annuals and perennials and those types of things. So as that's happening, we also have our tulip picking season. So this year we have 300,000 tulip bulbs that we'll plant right around Halloween, and they will be in the ground all winter, and then they start to poke through the soil somewhere in March, and then we start picking tulips right around April 20th. And so it's a really quick season that goes from April 20th. If we get into May, that's that's great. We consider it a really successful season, but sometimes depending on the weather, this past year we only had 7 days of picking before that was finished. And that's about 2 acres of tulips as well.
So is that you pick or
it's you pick, all you pick.
Okay,
Yep. We welcome the public to come and pick tulips. So then once that finishes up, we have growing in the greenhouse up above the flower cutting garden, which is right behind us. So that's grown in batches. And when the last frost has passed, somewhere around the 15th of May, we plant the cutting garden. So this area is, again, about 2 acres. That seems to be sort of our sweet spot. And we're growing, it's over 200 different varieties of flowers in this garden. And my goal is to plant so that from when the garden opens in the first week of July through the first week of October, we have a range of flowers to pick. And so some things bloom all season long, like these marigolds that you can see. I love marigolds for that reason. And then some things are one and done. We plant sunflowers in batches every 7 days or so that, they get picked, and then when that batch is done, the next batch comes along.
Okay. So how does that work then for the flowers that you have here? Are people picking their own?
Yes.
They are, okay.
So you come to our flower pavilion. For $20, we give you a jar and we give you snips, and you go into the garden and you fill your jar nice and full. There are a couple of varieties of things that have stem limits, the specialty varieties that would be picked out if we didn't have any stem limits on those. Those include things like dahlias and lisianthus and sunflowers and eucalyptus, and everything else pretty much you can pick as much as you want of.
Oh, that is really cool. So this is your passion, the flower part of it. Is this all you've done your whole life?
No, I actually worked at a college through my 20s, and then decided to come back to the farm when I got pregnant with my son. I couldn't think of a better place to raise a child than here.
Than a farm, right? Yeah. But farming is really hard work, isn't it?
It is, yes.
24/7, all year long, not just when the farm stand is open.
Yeah, I think, when you have a small business, it means that your business is open from 9 to 6, say, but before your business opens, my dad goes into the produce market to get what we can't grow, starting at 2:30 in the morning. And then we have all of this setup that we have to do to keep our displays looking really good and really full. And then when the day is over, there's sort of the desk work component of farming that nobody ever really likes to think about. So it really is a full-on, all the time job, especially when we're in season and when our store is open. We do get a little bit of a break when we sell our last apple. We close the farm stand around the 10th of November. And then from the 10th of November through the beginning of January, we relax, order, think, plan, and that type of thing, and just sort of give ourselves a breather for the season ahead.
What do you think is the biggest challenge of running the business?
Right now, at this particular point in our business's history and where we are, Hudson is really growing, the surrounding towns are really growing, so we're very grateful for all of the new customers that we have. As a result, we're still this small family business, and we're trying to grow for, it seems, a bigger and bigger population each year. So we're kind of running out of room to grow, really. Okay. We're selling every peach and every ear of corn that we're growing, and we have to plant 4 more acres of peaches this year, which means 4 less acres of corn that we can grow next year. And we have to do that because the life cycle of a peach tree, you get the most flavorful fruit in the first 15 years of that tree's life. And so most of our trees are nearing that point. So we're succession planting more peach trees. So our biggest challenge right now is that we live in a pretty populated area, which is great for our business, and it means that we can sell directly to the community instead of having to wholesale things elsewhere. But it also means that we are running out of room to be able to meet the demands of our community. The other issue that we have is with parking. We built this farm stand in the 70s, and it was just a small farm stand. And as we've continued to add to things, I know that there's frustration with people not being able to park in our parking lot. So we have a cornfield right next door where people can park and walk over, but that's something that we're always worried about and thinking about, and we really don't have a good solution for that at this time.
There's a space issue. What is your favorite thing about doing the farm, running the farm?
I love just being outside. I think about a desk job and what that's like, and I just couldn't do it. So every day I hop on a golf cart. I'm looking at what's growing. I'm looking at the progress of things. I'm coming down to the farm stand. I'm filling things up. I'm talking to customers. I'm talking to you. Every day I'm doing something different, and I'm always outside.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I love that.
So it sounds like you have other family members involved as well?
My brother, who has 6 children,
Wow.
my mom, my dad, my grandmother, she still helps with our bookkeeping. My uncle does all of our mowing, and I also have a couple of aunts that have full-time jobs, and they come on the weekends and help as well. So we're really fortunate to have so many family members that just really come and help and do what they can wherever they can, and that's really nice. And we also have a wonderful staff of people who are just they're wonderful. Most of them are retirees. Most of them owned other businesses and then sold their businesses and said, we want to come and work with you because we still want to be active and engaged. So we're just incredibly grateful for all of those people.
I think we would love to see the farm.
Okay, let's go. This is our little pumpkin barn over here. So,
oh my gosh, this is awesome.
One of our goals as a farm is to really just bring people joy and a little bit of connection to nature in a way that's just simple and fun. It's really easy to get caught up in trying to do things as efficiently as possible, and we've just had some conversations lately about how we just want to take a step back and what can we do that's really just for fun and enjoyment and simple and that type of thing. So that's our pumpkin barn. Low on the plant. So if I were picking this, I would pick it like down here, right? So
Yeah.
that's like a good 18 inches in.
Yeah.
Dahlias, the more you pick them, the more they come. The deeper the cut you make, the more it spurs the plant on to put up another nice, tall, long stem.
Ah.
If somebody comes through and they're just kind of picking the first couple inches, it doesn't prompt the plant to put out long, strong stems.
Yeah.
So you're never going to have as good of stems in this garden as you will in the one that we're picking from. And that's why
Gotcha.
we do our best to educate, but
I was
also
just
have
gonna
to
say, do you
realize.
tell people when they come if you're gonna?
Have you tried these ones?
No.
What's them?
So is this like a yellow tomato?
We're really able to pay very close attention to picking at the perfect time. So when the apple is perfectly ripe for picking, and then putting the apples immediately into our apple cooler so they stay cold, and then we daily bring them out. Well, these are dahlias.
Right.
If you're unfamiliar with dahlias, you grow dahlias from tubers, which look like potatoes, and they are wildly expensive to buy. Tubers are wildly expensive to buy. They're probably anywhere from like $8 to $35 per potato. So this is where we keep our tuber stock in this field up here. So we plant all of our varieties, we plant all the tubers out.
You said you came back to
My youngest is 5 today,
Oh, it's his birthday.
and his brother is 6.
Oh my goodness.
They're not ready to work on the farm yet.
Oh, they do. They're great. My 6-year-old he'll come with me on the weekends, and he can work for a couple hours, stocking, little jobs, putting bags in baskets, putting out blueberries, stuff like that.
That's awesome.
They're great.